Today, I want to talk about you can't control your partner. Now, what to do when your spouse is looking up their exes. Who comes first in marriage?
I'm Cass.
And I'm Kathryn.
If you fall in love with two people, pick the second one because you never would have fallen in love with the second one to begin with if you actually loved the first one.
Triggered after growth.
We're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Hey, it's the MorrowMarriage podcast, guys, where we're real, raw, uncensored, and anointed. All right, guys, today I want to talk about you can't control your partner. Now, we did an episode on this a while back. You can't control your wife. And this came from a coaching call where I if you don't know, my men have coined a term, oh no, you're going to get cast. Cass is going to cast your ass, okay? And what happened was because so many men were going on about how they couldn't get their wife to follow their lead, okay? And if you pay attention to the gurus out there, they pretty much all say the same thing. You can't control your wife, you can only control you. And it's not like we don't believe that, but I'm going to call bullshit, okay? And this is actually in a response. I want to bring this up again because I got a woman DMing me, or maybe it was comment. I think DM. Working really hard and kind of at the end, kind of a nonchalant, like, I guess I can't control him. And while I think that's a good attitude to have, to understand, you can't control their actions. So you could learn to stop getting sucked into the crazy train that Kathryn always talked about. But you can't help it if they keep getting crazy. You can't control that. But most of the time, okay, if you haven't heard last episode, I want you to go listen to that and then come back to this. But most of the time, you show up and then you pull back. Most of the time when you start learning, you start to learn a lot and implement, but it's actually very difficult. Anything to do with emotion, especially tied to the one that you love the most, is very difficult to maintain the skills that you're learning. You need help. You need feedback. You need, guys, if people that make the most believable scenes for you in the movies have to practice that, well, then why would your changes that aren't like really, they're not really who you are yet, right? You're just learning new skills. You didn't just pick up the football and throw a touchdown pass here. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, then wouldn't you need feedback from other people? And if your partner is against you right now, right? Well, then don't say you can't control them. Get feedback, get better at it, go back there and lead them better because you're the one listening and trying right now.
Yeah, so it's still not control, but I get what you're trying to say. Mm-hmm. If you were more influential, you would be leading your spouse. So what feedback do you need in order to perfect your new skills, in order to get better at your new skills so that you are influential? You're influencing your partner. Your partner is saying, wow, look at those changes. What's different?
Yeah, exactly. And it is really important to understand this. The control thing is just the word, meaning you can't make them, you can't force them to follow your good example. Now you're better with money. Now you are better with your emotional control. You are more involved. You're actually trying, even though you're getting rejected, you're initiating every kind of intimate conversation or intimate act, and banter, flirting, sex, dates, whatever. You could be doing all of that well. But then who are you presenting? Because you're right, you can't make them. But then what happens? Oh man, I hope this guy signs up. Yesterday I talked to him on the phone, and he's the guy, he was just like, I love her so much, but I always do love, give, available, blah, 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 blah. Like he's so deep in, if she doesn't do it for me, then it's just hard to show up. So even if you're learning the skills, your emotions weigh you down. They drag you like an anchor, and your partner knows you better than anybody else.
Sometimes even better than yourself.
I dare say for many of my men, definitely. Mm-hmm. Right? Because the men that I work with, don't take this the wrong way. No, not saying anybody's crazy, but there are highs and lows of I love you, and then I feel like retreating. Okay? If you can't control yourself, I'm going to use the word heavy now. Control hard. Control on yourself. Leading yourself. Always being consistent in the person that you want to be. In the marriage that you want. Creating what you say. Well, I'd be crazy to leave you. Right? I'd be crazy to leave Kathryn. Nobody's going to work this hard. Love this hard. Be there for each other. Be so intentional. Ever in a million fucking years. I don't care what could happen. Mm-mm. And I'm just like which I can't see you doing anything anyway, but
Did you hear that, everybody? I am perfect. That's what I heard. I heard.
She's mine. Get you wrong. Okay. So if you can't control yourself, basically you're not consistent in that leadership of who you are. If you can't step out and back that up with the real world, moving beyond your wife, your job, and your kids, or your husband, your job, and your kids, then it's not even about control or influence or anything with your wife or your husband. Or your husband. Why? Because you're not worthy of being followed. You're not consistent. You're not real. You're not authentic. You're doing it for you, for your own selfish reasons. So we need to let go of this, maintaining this value of, we can't control them. I can just be my best version. You should be your best version. No shit. We did an episode on that recently. Go watch it. But after that, it's just really about who you want to be. Listen.
And you will influence.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can't control them, but people will follow you. You can't control the rest of the world either. We can't control the world.
Nope.
But we have a lot of people following us and walking in our footsteps because of what we did in our marriage, what we're doing for other people. We're not trying to control the world. Naturally, they are gravitating towards us. And that's what's going to happen with your spouse. Your spouse is just another human being, just like anybody else that you influence. You influence your kids. That's an easy one because your kids are very, very easy to have influence you. You will influence people at work. People will naturally act the way that you act. I can use the example of if you are with a bunch of moms, speaking to women, obviously, and some of the moms are really snappy with their kids and you are not. You're really soft and you're really patient. Those other moms are probably going to reflect on the way that they are speaking and they're going to start to see what they're doing compared to what you're doing. And they're going to be influenced by your calm attitude. So whether it's snapping at your kids, speaking nicely to your husband, I will tell you, if we were out with other couples, they're probably going to be nice to each other because we're so nice to each other.
Unless they decide to use their sarcasm. Oh, geez, you guys, knowing they could do it, but they don't want to, right? But I want to end this, but I want to give you an experiment to back up what Kathryn said. I want you to go downtown or to the mall. And I just want you to smile. If you're a woman, please do this with women. If you're a man, please do this with men. I said men.
Yeah.
But you get my drift. Go to the mall, go to, grocery store, go to downtown, walk somewhere. Just try this. Smile at everybody you see of the same sex, please. And then pay attention to them smiling back. Then on the way back down the road or the hallway or whatever, I want you to give them a sneer.
Oh my gosh, okay? Don't do that.
No, just do it to one person and see what happens. If you don't get one, by 3, but you will have got 10 or 20 smiles back. Okay? Honestly, give it a shot.
I actually make a point to smile at people when I'm out. And sometimes people are caught so off guard that I think they probably wanted to smile, but you smiling at them surprises them so much that they don't know why you're smiling. And you just see this look of confusion. Sometimes you'll see them smile like at the very end as you're walking by. It's actually quite a funny experiment that you have people doing. I don't think you should sneer at anybody. Again, in Texas, they carry.
Well, pay attention to your surroundings, okay? And give it a shot. My point is you don't really need to. It's called neurons and it's this whole thing. We'll get into another episode, but
ooh, my husband, the brain scientist. It's called neurons.
If you give the smile, the attention, the brighten somebody's day, just try it.
Just do it.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.